Okay. And share screen. Hi there and welcome to the Virtual College Exploration for All of Illinois Students College Fair, sponsored by the Illinois Association for College Admission Counseling and StriveScan. Thank you for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so your panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of the many different sessions happening, so be sure to check out the full schedule at IACAC.org. This presentation is being recorded and will be available about a week after on the same website, IACAC.org. Now I'd like to turn it over to our presenters.
Hi there, everyone. Welcome to the Truman State University presentation for the IACAC College Fair. My name is Joseph Recupero. I'm joined by Carrion and Michaela. We are all admissions counselors from Truman State University. So we are here to give you as much information about Truman as we can and answer as many of your questions as possible. Please feel free to include your questions in the Q&A throughout the presentation. If there's something that we want to address with everyone, we will answer questions at the end. But if there are individual questions, we can answer them throughout the presentation. So when it comes to the college search process, it's really all about asking the right questions. And some of these questions we need to consider are, where is this school going to be anyway? What am I going to learn? What am I going to do? How am I going to pay for it? And of course, how do I apply? So this is just a little bit about me. I am from Pennsylvania originally. I have my bachelor's and my master's in anthropology, and I joined the Truman team about a year ago, a little over a year ago. I work in all of Illinois and southeastern Missouri. So first and foremost, where is Truman anyway? So Truman was established in 1867. It's one of the nation's premier public liberal arts and science institutions. We are ranked the #1 public university in the Midwest. We have held that title for the past 23 years, so we are quite proud of that. We are a traditional liberal arts and science institution. We have a variety of majors and minors, which we will talk about in a bit, but we really put our focus on skills-based education on our beautiful campus. So we're located on about a 180-acre campus in Kirksville, Missouri. It's a city of around 17,500. Kind of some reference points, it's about 3 hours from Springfield. It's about 3 hours from St. Louis, so that kind of gives you a little bit of a triangulation to figure out where you are. I often describe the campus as old brick, beautiful buildings on the outside and a very updated interior. Lots of lab facilities, classrooms, all updated facilities. Our students really love to enjoy the open space outside. So students will enjoy the quad, which you can see in the background of this slide, as well as other spaces around campus. Being located in a small to medium-sized town in Northeast Missouri, we are the hub of Northeast Missouri. You get everything that you do need in the town: a bowling alley, a movie theater, places to play board games and go to cafes. There's also a state park, Thousand Hills State Park, which is about 5 minutes outside of town. So if you do enjoy kayaking, hiking, camping, hanging a hammock, going to swim in the warmer months, it's a great place to relax with friends. The town of Kirksville and Truman are very closely connected. There are a lot of service opportunities for students to engage in throughout their time at Truman, especially in the Kirksville community. Campus has around 4,936 undergraduate students, so we are a predominantly undergraduate institution, but we do offer graduate school programs, and we have about 292 graduate students on campus. So for many of our students will pursue their undergraduate degree at Truman and then move on to one of our master's or accelerated master's programs as well. Coming in as a freshman, you can expect your average freshman class size to be around 25 students. So it's always important to have the numbers, but it's also important to understand exactly what that means. An average class size of 25 means that you are not number 75 out of 150 in your introduction classes. It also means that these are very discussion-based classes. You're going to be able to share your ideas and have your thoughts challenged, come up with new theories and new ways of discussing with your classmates. Your professors are going to know you not just by name, but by personality and by strengths and by interests. Professors will often take their students to lunch, have email conversations about recommendations or research opportunities, and classes become spaces of intellectual growth and discussion. You're looking at about a 14-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So again, this really enforces that you're going to get to know your professors beyond the classroom. You'll not just develop a student-professor relationship, but a mentor-mentee relationship that you can take on throughout the rest of your career. Our faculty all have open office hours, or at the moment, some Zoom office hours, when you can drop in and talk to faculty and staff on campus. This allows you to develop that relationship with your faculty, and also feel free to ask questions if you're having a difficult time with a subject in a class, or if there's something you're extremely interested in and want more information on. You'll be able to reach out to your faculty and staff, and they will be able to help provide you with that information. So now that you know a little bit about where we are, you have to wonder, what are you possibly going to learn? So why should you choose a liberal arts and sciences education? And I say there's really 4 points to choosing liberal arts and sciences. First off, it's an extremely well-rounded education. While we don't have first-year general education classes, we do have a curriculum set up that is built to grow a sphere of knowledge, not only in your specific area of study, but in a general knowledge pool across the board. We ask you to take classes in things called our dialogues, which include the arts and sciences, the humanities, the STEM fields, statistics, language courses, because when you pursue a liberal arts and science education, your economics knowledge does not stay in your economics classes. It will move over to your political science classes, maybe even your biology classes. The world is a complex and interconnected place, and it requires a well-rounded education and the ability to think through multiple different disciplines in order to address the world's problems and be productive in the workforce. That is also why a liberal arts and science education is a skills-based education. We're providing students with the skills they need to succeed. One of those highly important skills is critical thinking. Truman's classes pushes critical thinking with our students in order to delve into knowledge deeper. Some of these other skills include public speaking, the ability to do student research, write it up, publish it, and possibly present it, the ability to do group work and group projects. These are all skills, regardless of the field you choose, that you will be able to take into your careers in the future. It also pushes the idea of lifelong learning. Our students are excited about getting into their classrooms. They're excited about continuing their educational journey, whether that be into a master's program or straight into a career field where they continue to learn. This also takes the form of hands-on learning opportunities while at Truman, such as internships and externships, study abroad opportunities, or student research. And then, of course, we do have our curriculum. So as I said, we have a dialogues-based curriculum. You are not going to be stuck your first year taking your Bio 101, Psych 101, Math 101, though if you want to, maybe you will. However, you're going to have a lot of choice and flexibility in your schedule and be able to build a curriculum that allows you to double major and minor, major and double minor, depending on how ambitious you're feeling with your academics. We do have 49 academic majors and 62 academic minors on campus. So we really do cover the spectrum. If there is a specific program you are looking for, feel free to ask us about it in the Q&A and we will absolutely address it. Your academic majors are your major area of study while in university. These are the areas that you will devote most of your academic time to. Then you can add minors to gain small specializations in different fields. And one of the nice things Truman offers are pre-professional programs. These are programs such as pre-med, pre-education, pre-law, pre-pharmacy, pre-veterinary, and these are programs that are not necessarily majors, but instead guiding programs that allow you to take the necessary classes and background requirements to prepare you for those higher levels of education. So you can be a pre-med major while also, or a pre-med, pre-professional individual while also majoring in biology or chemistry or biochemistry and molecular biology. It really gives you more choice and flexibility, but also guides you towards those pre-professional programs. These programs will also help you prepare to take things such as the LSAT and the MCAT or any other examinations you need to prepare for moving on to a higher level of education. In addition, we have our own graduate school programs. One of our most popular graduate school programs is our Accelerated Masters of Education program. While at Truman, you can do an undergraduate study in an area that you are interested in teaching, such as history or mathematics or social sciences. And then during your 5th year at Truman, you take summer classes, fall classes, student teach in the spring, and you will be receiving a master's in education, a teaching certification, and a bachelor's in your area of study. This is one of the most popular programs that Truman does have to offer. We also offer our students academic support and career support. Academic support comes in many forms. As a first-year student, you will receive a first-year advisor whose sole purpose is to help you in scheduling and guiding you through the first-year college process, whether this is building study skills or scheduling, learning how to interact with professors, which can be intimidating at first, or just getting that perfect first-year schedule. That is what our first-year academic advisors are for. As you join pre-professional programs or academic majors and minors, you will also receive advisors in those areas that can help guide you through those specific career paths and fields of study. Academic support also comes in the ability to tutor or be tutored, which are good opportunities on campus, and also with those professors open office hours, so they are able to come in and support you and offer open dialogue situations that you can address your professors. Truman also offers lifelong career support for our students. So this can be everything from getting a resume edited and preparing for an interview to taking an aptitude test or a skills test, as we like to call them, or even 20 years down the road wanting to change your career and returning to the Truman Network, which is large and vast, and be able to connect through the Truman Network and look for a new career field. Now, while being in the classroom is very, very important, it is also important to think about what you're going to do when you're not in the classroom. As far as student life goes at Truman, we have over 230 different student organizations. These include things such as academic honor societies, Greek life, whether that be social or philanthropic, arts, music, and theater programs, religious and cultural diversity programs, diversity and inclusion programs, club and intramural sports, and I have to put etc. because there are 230 of them, including one called PLANTS, which is an acronym for Plant Lovers Also Need to Socialize. So if there's a club for people that want to talk about plants, there's literally a club for everyone. There is an activities fair at the beginning of each semester, so you are able to interact with these clubs and organizations, get your email down and get information about them and see what you might be interested in joining. And also, if there's something you want that you don't have, you can try and start it at Truman. We start dialogue groups, we start clubs. Our student organizations are always growing. In addition to these organizations, we do have a student life board that puts on different events throughout the semester at Truman. Everything from concerts to speakers to the opportunity to carve pumpkins or have hot chocolate out on the quad, which is a very popular event in the fall. There's generally always something to do, and students often say they have to choose between things that are going on to decide what events they want to attend. So I can generally say even 3 hours outside of St. Louis, you definitely are not going to get bored. We are a Division II athletics school. We are part of the Great Lakes Valley Conference. We have 16 different varsity athletic teams. So if you are interested in being an athlete, I highly suggest you check out the trumanbulldogs.com website. If you're a junior and interested in playing at the NCAA level, make sure you fill out the recruitment form that is online, and that way you can get into contact with our coaches. But if you enjoy athletics but aren't necessarily interested in playing at the NCAA level, we do have club and intramural sports. Club sports are teams that compete competitively against other schools, but are not in the NCAA. And then, of course, intramural sports, still highly competitive on campus, take place between students, faculty, and staff. So I always say if you've ever wanted to spike a volleyball at one of your professors, this could be your opportunity to do so. And the intramural t-shirts, the championship t-shirts, are highly coveted on campus. So you really have to go for them. Truman also offers hands-on learning opportunities, which are very important outside of the classroom. These include internships and externships, study abroad, and student research. I myself am a bit of a travel junkie, as you may be able to tell from the photos of Russia and Bosnia and Herzegovina. So I think study abroad is one of the most valuable experiences students can have while in college. And Truman helps you find the experience that is best for you. We do offer exchange programs and traditional study abroad programs where you can go abroad, take classes for a semester, and then transfer those credits back to Truman. We do offer study abroad in over 60 different countries, and COVID depending, we are very hopeful to get you sent out to see the world as much as possible. If you're not able to do a full study abroad semester, we do offer interim or summer programs for students that may be an athlete or may not have a schedule that fits study abroad quite in perfectly. They'll still have the opportunity to go abroad, and some of these even include service trips with different clubs and organizations. And then what's very popular at Truman are our faculty-led study abroad programs. So this is where Truman faculty will take our own students abroad and teach classes. Some of these include a zoology and conservation program in South Africa, elephants, lions, zebras, South Africa. Very popular. And one that I personally want to jump on one of these days, an anthropological program in the islands off of Chile, where you can do ethnographic research, which is very rare to do as an undergraduate student in one of the most remote places in the world. So a very interesting program. In addition, internships and externships are extremely popular. You can do them around your local area, around the Midwest, or across the country. And regardless of your field, we can help you find internships and externships. A very popular program is the Truman in DC program, where we send a cohort of students to Washington, DC every summer, do a variety of different internships. Washington, DC is certainly the happening place right now in the United States. So if you're interested in doing an internship there, that program may be for you. And because we are a predominantly undergraduate institution, it means our undergrad students really get the opportunity to do hands-on student research, whether that is working with professors on their research projects or designing and implementing your own. If you plan on pursuing higher education, this is an extremely valuable opportunity for students. You will be able to think up and write up, implement, and design your own studies, run them, write them up, maybe publish them, and a lot of our academic departments will help send students to conferences to present this research. So these are all great opportunities that you can pursue outside of the classroom. So now you have to ask the all-important question, how am I going to pay to attend Truman? So first we want to look at what are called our sticker prices. So our in-state sticker price is currently around $18,000 and our out-of-state sticker price is currently around $25,000. However, have no fear. We have lots of scholarship opportunities and financial aid available, and that $25,000 includes your tuition, your room and board, and your extra fees for the entire year. This is not a semester price, this is a year-long price. So as I said, this includes out-of-state about $14,000 in tuition, our average room and meal plan, which is around $8,700, and then additional fees, which are around $675. However, we offer plenty of scholarships. So for our Illinois people, our out-of-state chart, you're going to want to be looking on the right. Our automatic scholarships are based on GPA and ACT or SAT score, If you find yourself on this chart based on your GPA and your ACT or your SAT score, wherever you land is the amount of money you will receive automatically every year at Truman. So they range from $3,500, $5,000, $7,000, and $8,000 a year. If you do not find yourself on this chart, we also offer the Midwest Student Exchange Scholarship, which is $3,250, I believe, which will also be offered to you. If your parents are an alumni of Truman, you will be eligible for a legacy scholarship as well. This year, Truman is test flexible, so you do not need an ACT or an SAT score to apply. However, you do need this test score to be eligible for these automatic scholarships. But if you aren't able to take the test right now, that is okay. Please still apply, and you can send us test scores until the end of April, and wherever you fall on this chart, you will still be offered that automatic scholarship from Truman. So don't worry about that. We are also super scoring our tests, so if you do have previous test scores, you can send them all to us at once, and we will super score. Then we offer competitive scholarships. So our competitive scholarships are what are called holistically reviewed scholarships. So this means we're not just looking at your GPA and your test score. We're also looking at you as a holistic individual. We want to see your essay, your activities list, the things you're involved with, the things that you're passionate about. And you share these with us through your application. The top scholarship is our Pershing Scholarship, which is a full ride scholarship plus a $4,000 stipend for study abroad. This involves an extra interview process, which happens later in the application process. But then we have a range of amounts, including a Presidential Honor Scholarship, a Presidential Leader Scholarship. We try and give our students as much scholarship money as possible, and we're very proud that 50% of our students graduate with no financial aid debt. So we are very good at helping our students attend Truman. So for my seniors out there, how exactly do you apply? So when you're applying, there are a couple things you need to keep in mind. First off, there are two ways to apply to Truman. You can apply on our website for free, or you can use the Common App, which is also a free application. When you apply, you do want to complete that entire application and list Truman as one of the schools you would like it sent to. Then you will include your high school transcripts and your ACT and SAT score, or the test optional form, which you can also find on our website. If your high school includes official ACT and SAT scores on your transcripts, you do not have to send us the separate score report as long as it is official on your transcripts. Then we ask you to send us an essay and an activities list. So I do like to go into a little more detail about these and try and give some tips and tricks that I was offered to offer to you as well. With this essay, there are a variety of prompts, but really what we are looking for is you to write about yourself. Tell us something you're passionate about, an experience that has shaped you, something that you really want us to know about you. Grandma may be your favorite person in the world, but if the whole essay is about grandma, then I'm going to want to admit her, and I don't necessarily know anything more about you to admit you. So really make sure this essay is about you. Also, please proofread these essays. I once read an essay of someone who wrote entirely about pheasant hunting with his grandfather, but left the H off every time he wrote pheasant. And an essay about hunting peasants and making peasant stew isn't the best college application essay. So please make sure these are proofread. And then there is an activities list. There is an activities list available on the Common App. However, we do ask you to send us a different type of document, almost like a resume. This should include a list of all the activities you're involved in, whether that's work, school, athletics, but then take the time to write a short description of each of these activities. Include leadership positions you've had, how long you've done it, skills you've gained while in these organizations. Really just brag about yourself, and this is the opportunity to do it. If you can't think of anything, ask your parents, guardians, or close friends, because trust me, they have been waiting 17 to 18 years to brag about you as much as possible, and this is a good opportunity to do so. We will also accept counselor letters and teacher recommendation letters. They're not required, but please feel free to send them to us, or anything else you would like included in your portfolio. To be eligible, to be at the top of the pool for competitive scholarships, please submit the application by December 1st. You can submit after, but December 1st is the priority deadline for competitive scholarships. So keep that in mind. I always tell students, try to even get it in by Thanksgiving. It's my birthday, it'll make me even happier. But if not, definitely try and get it in by December 1st. And then on the financial aid side, you're going to want to make sure you complete the FAFSA and list Truman as one of your schools. FAFSA will be going live October 1st, so you can begin filling it out and send it in. And the application goes live every year in July, August. I will check on that, one or the other, in the summer. And you can submit the application. If you're a senior, it's open and ready to go. If you're a junior, it will be ready for you next summer. So those are the pieces that you submit with the application. You send that to us, we'll review it. You will find out about your acceptance and your automatic scholarships a few weeks after your application is processed. You will find out about competitive scholarships in January or February. And then you will receive your full financial aid package in February or the beginning of March. And then you can begin making your decision to come join the Bulldogs. So that is the end of the presentation. My name is Joseph Recupero. I do have my contact information on the screen here at jrecupero@truman.edu and my work phone that you can text or call. Feel free to reach out at any time, or you can contact the general admissions office as well. We are happy to take questions at any time. We also are offering in-person visits at the moment. They are small private visits, but we do encourage you to sign up on our visit website and come see campus. And we're also offering virtual showcase events, and we highly encourage you to sign up for these. These include the opportunities to meet with academic departments, talk to current students, maybe talk to the study abroad office or the student life office. And these are happening on October 10th and November 7th. So please take the time to sign up for these, and we will hope to see you there. We are now going to start taking questions. So I'm going to pull this down a bit so I can see the Q&A area, and we can start taking questions if you have any. And if we don't have questions right away, I, as someone who did not attend Truman, don't necessarily have the student life background, but both Karen and Michaela did attend Truman, so I can give them both a moment to kind of talk about their Truman experience and share it with you guys. So whichever one of you would like to go first.
I'll go first. Okay, so my name is Michaela. I am actually a recent graduate of Truman. I graduated in May 2020 with degrees in French and linguistics. During my time at Truman, I was pretty involved on campus, as a lot of our students are. About 70% of students are involved in more than 2 organizations. I was involved in a social sorority, so Greek life, a French fraternity, and a leadership organization, as well as student ambassadors. They are the people who will take you on tour if you ever come to visit campus. So it's really exciting to be back at Truman in another role on the other side of the admissions office. I also had the amazing opportunity to study abroad. I went to France because I was a French major, and it was the best decision I had ever done, and Truman made it very accessible to study abroad. I'm originally from the Kansas City area, but I made the move out here to Kirksville so I could meet with people either in person or virtually.
And my name is Carrion, and like Michaela, I also just graduated this past May with my degree in agricultural science. And during my time as a student, I was involved in Greek life. I worked with our Center for Diversity and Inclusion. I also worked in our Union and Involvement office. So like I had a little piece of like every department across campus, also being a student ambassador and an orientation leader. So like running across campus all the time. And like I could say like as a student, each year that you're here at Truman, you continue to meet more people. You continue to like grow that network of like friends and like professional relationships as well with your professors and with your peers. It's just like an awesome experience to like come here and be able to like continue to stay here as Truman on the flip side of things as staff. Yeah.
Awesome. So do we have any questions that we can answer for you guys? Anything you'd like us to discuss that you felt we missed in the presentation? Please feel free to let us know.
All right, thank you so much. If we don't have any questions, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Please feel free to write down Joe's email and phone number, because typically I found the questions come up like in 45 minutes from now. So definitely reach out if you have any additional questions. I'm going to share a screen as sort of my goodbye screen. Thank you for joining us. When you close this window, there'll be a link for a very quick 4-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you could provide. Also, this is just one of many sessions being hosted, so be sure to sign up for additional sessions at IACAC.org. In about a week, you'll be able to find the sessions recording as well as all other sessions recordings at IACAC.org. Again, thank you so much for coming and enjoy the rest of your day.